This is the WP Week podcast, powered by Profile Press, 20i, and WP Job Openings. A plugin supply chain incident set the tone this week, but the story doesn't stop there, with core changes, developer updates, and community debates all moving in parallel. Profile Press lets you sell subscriptions, digital downloads, courses, and restrict content with Stripe and PayPal integrations. Looking for better hosting? Upgrade to auto-scaling WordPress. Hosting from 20i for always on, always fast performance you'll fall in love with. See the difference and get your first month for only $1. And WP Job Openings is the easiest way to set up a professional career page and start accepting applications in just minutes. Kicking off this week's conversation, attention first turns to a serious supply chain incident that affected several plugins of the Awesome Motive fleet. The issue was first reported by Sansec researchers, who identified an active supply chain attack targeting Opt-in Monster, Trust Pulse, and Push Engage plugins. Shortly after, Uncanny Automator also published a security advisory confirming unauthorized access. The Monster Insights website was also compromised, and multiple users reported of having received phishing emails, prompting them to download a newer version of the plugin. The team has taken the necessary steps to resolve the issue and has also advised users to verify their sites for any signs of compromise and take appropriate remediation steps if needed. In core development news, a new testing call has opened for Unicode email address support, marking a notable shift in how WordPress handles account creation. The update expands email compatibility to include non-SE characters. On the development roadmap side, the developer roundup highlights a React 19 revert, early preparation for WordPress 7.1 with collaborative editing work and ongoing changes across media handling. It also notes a tooling transition where WP now is being deprecated in favor of the Playground CLI, signaling a clearer direction for local development workflows. At WordCamp Europe 2026, education took center stage with the introduction of a dedicated education track and Contributor Day education table. The event showcased student projects and strengthened collaboration between universities and the WordPress community, while also expanding initiatives like WordPress Credits and Campus Connect. Across the plugin directory, WordPress.org has rolled out a redesigned screenshots gallery that now supports flexible grid and masonry layouts. The update improves long-standing usability issues and gives plugin authors a more consistent way to present visual previews regardless of image dimensions. Inside the AI working groups, the WordPress AI team has reshaped its weekly meetings to focus more on strategy and decision-making, while moving routine updates into asynchronous channels. Discussions also covered WordPress 7.1 timelines, repository maintainership, contribution tracking, and broader questions around content provenance. In parallel, commentary around automation continues to grow, with Nicholas Garofalo highlighting how AI-driven workflows are improving the visibility of community content. By reducing manual publishing and distribution effort, WordPress-related work is surfacing faster across platforms like WordPress.tv, YouTube, and Showcase channels. On the tooling front, the WordPress Studio desktop app has expanded to Linux with Ubuntu support, extending availability beyond macOS and Windows. Alongside this, WordPress.com integration into Stripe projects has gone live, and a series of radical Speed Month features has been added to WordPress.com. The official WordPress Mercantile store has also received a visual refresh, updating its storefront experience and expanding its catalog of apparel, accessories, and global shipping options for community merchandise. Security research this week also points to a large-scale malware campaign that generated over 6,000 spam posts through a multi-layer infrastructure designed for persistence. The attackers used hidden plugins, database-based command control, and self-healing mechanisms that allowed malicious code to reappear even after cleanup attempts. Another investigation from Austin Ginder details a scanning campaign that exploited a vulnerability in the Gravity SMTP plugin, which exposed mailgun credentials across 86 sites. While no admin compromise occurred, the incident led to widespread credential rotation after logs confirmed unauthorized access attempts. Closing out the security segment, the latest Wordfence intelligence report recorded 159 vulnerabilities across 140 plugins and 2 themes, reflecting the continued volume of disclosures across the ecosystem. In community security tooling updates, the Wordfence login security plugin is set to be discontinued around July 1, 2026, as its functionality has been absorbed into the main Wordfence plugin. The change has sparked discussion around lightweight two-factor authentication setups and consolidation of security tools. Broader infrastructure trends from WP Engine show a sharp rise in non-human traffic, now estimated at roughly 30% of global requests, with AI-driven bots accounting for up to 70% of total traffic load. On the hosting side, Kinsta has introduced free bot protection across all plans, offering configurable controls for AI crawlers and automated traffic. Features include multiple protection levels, CAPTCHA integration via Cloudflare, allow lists, emergency lockdown options, and detailed bot analytics. In developer tooling news, Akismet has released an official PHP SDK that brings full API support to frameworks like Laravel and Symfony. The same SDK also powers a new Drupal module, extending Akismet's reach beyond WordPress core usage. On the Builder innovation front, Beaver Builder has introduced an alpha release of Beaver Builder AI, allowing users to generate full-page layouts through prompts inside the editor. It also supports reusable design systems and integration with external AI tools through APIs. Performance tooling has also seen movement, with RunCloud launching RunCache in beta. The plugin combines full-page, object, and edge caching with built-in Cloudflare support and compatibility with both Apache and Nginx environments, including WooCommerce setups. Maintenance updates this week include ACF 6.8.4, which introduces a security fix validating AJAX request nonces, along with several stability improvements, strengthening advanced custom field workflows. TablePress 3.3.2 has also been released as a security and maintenance update, addressing a reflected XSS vulnerability while improving overall stability. Fluent Community 2.6.0 brings new course-related features, including welcome banners, one-click duplication for lessons and quizzes, and a smoother quiz editing experience aimed at course creators. Loop WP, the long-running newsletter by Simon Harper, is going on an extended hiatus after 4 years and 210 issues. Despite strong engagement metrics, the effort required to sustain growth and production has become difficult to justify. In product sentiment discussions, Devin Walker ran a poll asking whether a product site built with Astro would affect trust in a WordPress product. The response was split, reflecting ongoing uncertainty around tooling choices and ecosystem expectations. At WordCamp Europe 2026, Danny Van Kooten shared reflections noting slower growth signals, shifting revenue patterns, and increasing exploration of non-WordPress platforms among product owners. He also pointed to uncertainty around AI workflows and said leadership presence influenced the event's overall tone, while still praising the venue and experience. A separate proposal from Remkes de Vries suggested a new kind of WordPress conference focused entirely on professional learning. The idea centers on curated sessions, expert speakers, structured learning paths, and compensated contributions aimed at experienced users rather than beginners. On event sustainability, Rodolfo Melegli argued that WordCamp organizers and speakers should be paid for their work, pointing to the long-term strain of volunteer-driven flagship events and calling for financial recognition of effort. In product strategy conversations, Katie Keith highlighted how AI-driven search is reducing plugin traffic despite strong SEO performance. She noted declining clicks due to AI overviews and shifting recommendation patterns, and is now focusing on core products, consolidation, and expansion into other ecosystems like Shopify. An experiment from Jamie Marsland introduced Tame the Blocks, a concept plugin aimed at giving teams tighter control over the block editor without touching theme files. It includes brand locking, typography rules, spacing controls, and restricted editing modes for consistency. Feedback around admin experience surfaced when Pavel Chirici raised concerns about Elementor banners appearing across WordPress admin pages. Miriam Schwab, head of WordPress at Elementor, acknowledged the matter and apologized, and said they are working on fixing the issue. Closing the community updates, Immacle Faith Ruth has been selected for the Yoast Care Fund in recognition of her contributions to the ecosystem, an initiative supported by Yoast. New projects this week include auto-release posts for GitHub, a plugin that automatically turns GitHub releases into AI-generated blog posts for easier communication. LolaCore introduces an AI assistant inside WordPress with persistent memory, designed to remember site-specific decisions and reduce repetitive configuration work across sessions. Commerce Guru's Turbo focuses on WooCommerce performance, combining caching, asset optimization, and Cloudflare integration to improve storefront speed. Sandy WP offers disposable WordPress sandboxes for quick testing environments, while Content Decay Detector helps site owners identify aging content and surface SEO improvement opportunities. That wraps up this week's Roundup, packed with releases, milestones, new tools, and plenty of movement across the ecosystem. Thanks for listening to the WP Week podcast, sponsored by Profile Press, 20i, and WP Job Openings. We'll catch you next week with more stories from the world of WordPress.